The House Speaker Paul Ryan will call for unity in the Republican Party and the country during his speech here in Cleveland tonight. That's what an aide told the Los Angeles Times newspaper. The aide said that the speaker will talk about how the only way to change the country is with Republican majorities in Congress and Donald Trump in the White House. Let's bring in the Fox News Sunday anchor, Chris Wallace. A lot going on. Sean Spicer has a tough job.
Yeah, look, this is
Chris?
a party, I was going to say, this is a party that obviously has some divisions in it, and you'll see that in Paul Ryan's speech today. He's obviously the Speaker of the House. He's got a complicated relationship with Donald Trump. He has endorsed him, but he has felt no qualms at all about calling him out at various points when he felt that Trump has said or done something that he disapproves of. I have no question that in his speech tonight he will support Trump and say that he needs to be elected president, but job one for him as the Speaker of the House is going to be trying to hold on to that Republican majority in the House. And the House Republicans have put out their own separate agenda that in some ways is similar to Donald Trump's, in some ways is different. And he's going to very much push the positive agenda of Republicans, some of whom may run very much along with Trump and some of whom may keep their distance from Trump. So it's a very complicated sort of a threading of the needle that Paul Ryan has to do tonight.
What do you make of the Politico reporting that there are two things happening and that Paul Ryan is really doing two things now? One is he's trying to play along with this to the degree possible, but at the same time, in the background, waiting to pick up the pieces when it's over. I mean, you read Politico the same way I did.
Well, look, I do think that not all, but most Republicans would like to see Donald Trump win because they'd like to have a Republican in the White House, and to the degree that they have an agenda and want to get things done over the next 4 years, they got a whole lot better chance with Donald Trump in the White House signing legislation rather than Hillary Clinton in the White House vetoing legislation. But having said that, there certainly are people that have their doubts about Trump and are kind of looking past November 8th and the possibility that if he goes down to defeat, there's going to be a real battle for the heart and soul of the Republican Party. Is it going to be this new, more populist, working class party that Donald Trump represents, or is it going to be a mixture of that and also more of the establishment, more of the Chamber of Commerce with whom Donald Trump has been in kind of open warfare? So there really is a struggle for the soul of the party to the degree that Trump has won the nomination and he's going to be the standard bearer for the party in the general election. That's going to go on hold, but if he loses, you can be sure the day after the election that battle will be going on.
They have been very good over the course of the campaign at capturing the narrative, when necessary, changing the narrative. Now they have control of the most important hour of television, and on a Tuesday night, I wonder if you can think of things that they could do tonight to regain the narrative.
Well, you're talking about the Trump campaign. I think that they did a pretty good job last night. I think there are two things they have to do. One is they have to make the case that things aren't good, and that's not a hard case to make. Most Americans, by about a 2-to-1 margin, think the country is on the wrong track. So they'll try to make the case that things haven't gone well under Obama and that Clinton will simply be a third Obama term. We're talking now about the economy tonight, not national security. So she hasn't been as directly involved as she was as Secretary of State. And on the foreign side. So they would certainly do that and make all the arguments as to why, in terms of trade, in terms of regulation, in terms of taxes, that this isn't helping the economy. But then they have to pivot and they have to make the affirmative case, and I'm not sure they did that very well last night. It's not just enough to be angry about the way things are. They have to make a credible case that Donald Trump is the answer to people's problems, that he'll make their lives measurably better when it comes to the economy. And that's going to be a key tonight. It's not enough just to say those guys are bad. You got to say why we are good.
The people here are in love. From the reaction that I'm getting from person after person after person, whoever these anti-Trump people are, I haven't met them, and I've made the effort to do so. People here seem in absolute lockstep, and they believe to their core of their being Donald Trump is the answer to all problems. You can see it in their eyes. There's no game about it. They believe it. Core believers.
Oh, I mean, it's certainly not true for everybody. We know that there are hundreds of Cruz delegates there, I think over 500, and some representing other candidates as well. But for the people that are there, and I will tell you, going down on the floor yesterday, it was a very different Republican Party than I've seen at prior conventions, and I've gone back a few years in these conventions. You know, in the sense that it was much more of a country club type atmosphere in prior Republican conventions, the conventions of Bush, of the Bushes, and of Romney, and even of McCain. This is much more of a working class, much more of you know, white collar, rather blue collar white workers, and it's a different group. And obviously they are not happy with the way this Republican Party has responded to their concerns in trade deals and globalization and regulation and spending, and their inability to be able to stop the Obama agenda. And that's why they're here very much in support of Donald Trump and his argument. And the question now is, because while that base is very, very important, and Trump captured it with 13 million votes in the primaries, he's got to expand that. There just aren't enough of those voters to elect him president. He's got to reach out to women, to young people, to the minorities. It's a changing America. I think Mitt Romney got 58% of the white vote in 2012 against Barack Obama, and it wasn't enough. He still lost, and the country has done only more to evolve in those 4 years. Trump has got to expand the base, or he's not going to be elected president.
Chris Wallace in our newsroom that is here in Cleveland, now at the Cleveland Convention Center, which is a short bus ride from here at the Q, where all the festivities take place. Chris, I'll see you over there. Save a little food, please. Over the